colleagues have been teaching in a number of overseas countries and to audiences of a diverse range of backgrounds when it comes to knowledge and training in the field of hypnosis and hypnotherapy. At each event, immediately after I welcomed all my students into class, I frame the entire seminar by explaining and discussing Shoshin up here. It's also referred to as beginner's mind. A favourite quote of mine by Shunryu Suzuki in the book Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind says, "In the beginner's mind there are many possibilities, but in the experts there are few." Wise stuff. My classes had people from a number of different backgrounds, levels of experience, varying theoretical underpinnings, and with the field of hypnosis and hypnotherapy being so diverse, with so many people making so many wide claims about what is right or correct within the field, how do you teach effectively? Well, you advise on adopting Shoshin, this concept in Zen Buddhism, meaning beginner's mind. When we refer to a beginner's mind, it refers to having an attitude of openness, eagerness, and lack of preconceptions when studying a subject. Even when studying at an advanced level, you become just as a beginner in that subject would. When you allow yourself to be a true beginner, your mind is empty and open. And this is incredibly important if you wish to learn more in the hypnotherapy field. When people are so invested in what they've already learned, when they're so loyal to the way they already do things, when they're so entrenched in existing dogma, that all needs to be left at the door in order to truly learn new things. I also make a big point of the fact that I expect everyone present in my classes who's trained with me previously to especially do the same thing. So with a beginner's mind, you're willing to learn and consider all pieces of information, like a child discovering something for the first time. As you develop knowledge and expertise, however, your mind naturally becomes more closed. You tend to think, I already know how to do this, and you become less open to new information. My experience has been that the field of hypnotherapy is particularly filled with experts unwilling to open their mind to alternatives, or that they have anything more to learn. Many a hypnotherapist equipped with a diploma believes that diploma has taught them the gospel of what hypnotherapy is and how to best use it with hypnotherapy clients. They don't need to learn anymore. And that's the danger that comes with expertise. It stunts future growth. And we should all actually want the field of hypnotherapy to grow and develop, not just be confirmed with what we currently believe. On my own advanced hypnotherapy diploma, we examine forms of academic argumentation and being aware of cognitive bias, within ourselves as much as others, as much as our clients. And this is important because we often tend to discount or ignore the information that disagrees with what we've learned previously, and we agree with the information that confirms our current approach. That's the confirmation bias heuristic. We think that we are learning, we think that we are developing, but in reality, we're steamrolling through information, through conversations, waiting until we hear something that matches up with our current philosophy or previous experience, and we're cherry-picking information to justify our current behaviors, our current beliefs. Which is a bit tiresome, to be honest. Many hypnotherapists or hypnosis professionals don't want new information. They want validating information. Conferences, CPD trainings, advanced courses all run the risk of attracting people invested in that approach already and not truly challenging those present or offering them anything that's new, properly illuminating, or that requires some depth of thought. My own trainings have all been constructed to challenge, to discover, to develop, to be intensive. And the only way to survive such is to approach it with the beginner's mind. So how do we discover Shoshin? And this is what Shunryo Suzuki says in Zen Mind, in Beginner's Mind. There's an audio, Informal Talks on Zen Meditation and Practice. It says something along the lines of, when you listen to someone, that you should give up all your preconceived ideas and your subjective opinions. You should just listen to him. Just observe the way his way is. We put very little emphasis on right and wrong or good and bad, and we just see things as they are with him and accept them. This is how we communicate with each other. Usually when you listen to some statement, you hear it as a kind of echo of yourself. You're actually listening to your own opinion. If it agrees with your opinion, you may accept it. But if it does not, you reject it, or you may not even really hear it. And what a shame that is. So there are some other ways too, you know. You see, we don't always need to add value. Have you been to a hypnotherapy CPD event or a conference where a group are all advising each other on what each other should try or what each other should do? And few are actually responding or listening. They're just advising. They're just advising. If you're constantly trying to add value, you know, you should try this, or let me share something that works well for my client. You know, it's nice, but you destroy the ownership that other people feel about their own ideas. At the same time, it's impossible for you to listen to someone else when you're talking. So a great first step is to let go of the need to always contribute, just as you would in therapy. Step back every now and then, just observe and listen. Remember, you know, resistance is futile as well. This is not just my hypnosis, this is not just my sci-fi geek. If you're on a course or you're having a conversation about hypnotherapy with a fellow professional, someone makes a statement that you disagree with, release the urge to refute it, resist it, or correct them. They don't need to lose the argument for you to win. You know, letting go of the need to prove a point opens up the possibility for you to learn something new. Approach it from a place of curiosity. Isn't that interesting? They look at this in a totally different way. Even if you are right and they are wrong, it doesn't matter. You can walk away satisfied, even if you don't have the last word in every conversation. I get asked a great deal why I don't challenge my Hypnosis Weekly podcast guests more often and defend my own stance, especially when people have a pop at evidence-based leanings. It's because I want to be humble. I want to be open. I want to respectfully consider that I can learn more from this conversation. My hypnotherapy students and clients will derive more benefit as a result too, I'd like to think. But also, we can seek more understanding, seek more knowledge. You know, those who know me well know that I like to talk. I like setting the world to rights. I like giving my opinion. I love to debate. I love to philosophize, you know, in friendly environments in particular. It's sometimes therefore a challenge for me to properly be quiet, to actively listen. And that is to listen without thinking about what I'm going to say next or how I'll respond, just opening my ears and my mind totally. And the simplest way to do that, you know, ask or intimate, you know, tell me more about that. It doesn't matter what the topic is. I'm simply trying to figure out how things work and open my mind to listening deeply about the world through someone else's perspective. Just hearing it is very different to listening to something deeply, allowing it to be considered, allowing it to resonate within you. And I recommend that we all assume we are naive. In his brilliant book, Fooled by Randomness, Nassim Taleb writes, I try to remind my group each week that we're all idiots and we know nothing, but we have the good fortune of knowing it. I love that. You know, look, we're all human. Even us hypnotherapists, we're fallible. It's understandable if we think we know it all from time to time. We all have to learn information from someone and from somewhere. So, you know, we all have a tutor or a teacher or a guiding system that we adhere to within our hypnotherapy work. We invest in that system and that tutor, and it becomes part of our hypnotherapy work. But the key is to realize this influence, to truly reflect and understand how our beliefs and biases are influencing decisions that we make and the things that we say within our hypnotherapy work. We are all naive at times, but if you know that, then you can start to let go of your preconceptions and approach hypnotherapy, heck, and life, with the openness of a beginner. Your clients, your career will appreciate it greatly. As a hypnotherapist, when you study, when you read, when you relate with fellow professionals, be humble and adopt a beginner's mind. You will learn so much more as a result.